So we're looking at the defense now. We're looking at inside defense versus straight strikes. And we'll be going towards the dead zone. So now we're looking at someone has decided to throw an attack on you, self-defense sparring. And what happens is the attack is now a straight one. Now, the most common one is a punch. We'll be looking at attacks initially high. High meaning it's coming towards my head and maybe even as low as my throat here. So high is basically here. This attack could be anything really, a punch, a palm strike or a push with the hand. It could be a stab if it was a blade here, or it could be reaching to grab some hair as well. It's a straight arm attack. We'll look at it as a punch, it's very common, but it's really anything that's a straight arm that's coming in to attack me. So what happens here is, again, I need the timing and distance here. Again, if we're having this conversational fight from hand range, basically, usually the person who strikes first is most likely going to win, because this is way too close to be able to defend everything. So basically here, if you're uncomfortable self-defense, I should always be creating space, getting my hands up at least maybe in a semi-passive or hidden semi-passive here, also called like an interview stance. Here, basically I just want my hands up at this point. Now from here, now if she wants to strike, she will have to even start to take a step here, this way a little bit. She starts to take a step even, and then she's got to reach to throw the strike. All of this gives me more reaction time to see, process, and respond here. Now, from here, it's the same as with sparring. Typically, sparring at this range, but we're starting to be at the edges of our kick range, but for hands, you have to take a lunge step here to close the range. This is the timing and distancing I have to do an inside defense. From here, basically, we're going to be looking at an inside defense. We're going to be looking at it high. We're going to be going to the dead side. So dead side is because she's now struck with this hand, and I'm using the same side hand as hers to defend this. Now it doesn't actually matter really if my hand's in the rear or in the lead. I'm just using the same side hand to attack. The most commonly used that you'll be using is typically when the hand's at the front, a little bit more in lead, whether it's in a semi-passive or a ready stance with the leg forward here, or I'm in sparring and I have a lead hand, because that's my lead foot, this is my lead hand. Basically, you'll find lead hand tends to do a lot of the work because of the principle that is the closest limb. So it'll tend to react quicker for you for defending. Also, it's much easier to use your body defense because my head and body will start to be moving off the line a lot easier, because with my foot being back, I'm already starting to be bladed with my body defense. It's much easier for me to move this body out of the way, including my head, which is even easier again. And then for stepping purposes, it's much easier to step off the lead foot in skip steps than it is to do cross steps, which are just a bit slower. And so what happens is here, you go fast from here, and basically, I want to do my threat surf, and slowly what's happening, this way, one, here, this is my defense, there's my inside defense, which is a parry. You can see I've got a head defense behind it, and I'm starting to step off the line with this hand being my first counter attack high, and after that is threat surf. And let's break this down a little bit more. So here's my defense. Now she's not using any weapons, I can use her open hands, so she's attacking towards my head. And what I'm doing is I'm going to use an open palm, maybe high wrist, to basically just parry and deflect this attack. Because the principles are, circular attacks, I need to block. Straight attacks, I need to parry them and redirect them. So because this is a straight attack, I'm going to use palm here, and I just want to just parry it. I don't want to push, I don't want to grab it, I just need to, one more here, just knock it off the line of its attack here. If that was a blade, I tend to want to protect the insides of my hand and forearm here. So basically I'd be turning to the blade if I was going to do this with a knife. But because it's open hand, I can use this, it's a bit quicker, more surface area. Now when I intercept this hand, I actually want to do it at 45 degrees. So when she's attacking here, you can see my hand has come out at 45 to do the parry. I don't want to parry this across left to right here. Because what happens is if I'm doing that, I'm reacting very late to try and parry this thing. I'm trying to use too much body defense to get out of the way. So basically here, meet it at 45, you get there earlier, and it's easier to defend. And when that is a knife, it's actually more appropriate to meet this earlier because of the blade protruding. So basically, I'd rather always defend at 45. Head defense is on its way. I basically punch my face, please. I want to move my head out of the way for the slip, but I'll put the two together. So what happens is, as I parry the hand, I also add a head defense. Whichever way I parry the hand, I put the head in the opposite direction. And then from here, it's hand, body, step. So the mantra of hand, body, step, we've always had. It's the order of precedence of when we move those limbs as quick as we can. So hand should be the fastest, it's the quickest and closest limb to the attack, and it's going to respond to this attack. My head's going to be right behind it with the defense, and then the last thing that should be moving is my foot, while I do move it as quick as I can. Because defenses only stop one attack, for me to just do that is not enough, because they can probably do other attacks most likely, like so. So what happens is here, I want to capitalize on my defense, and I want to counterattack as fast as I can. So from here, I'm going to parry a step, and that's going to be a straight strike, high. And then from here, I can get into my retset. And then move scan, and we can leave. Now I'm going to be looking at inside defense at medium height. So basically, the attacker is now attacking you, and it's coming towards your chest here. And so basically, the limit now is going to stay at the base of the neck here. And it can be as low, and basically where it's low is if my hands are up, the height limit is basically just above the elbows. So if I do here, what she's attacking now is below the neck, and basically roughly there on me. Where this position is on you is always slightly different for everybody, because when your hands are up, where your elbows tends to dictate where medium height is and where low height is. And this is all got to do with the anatomy and how it works and what is the most efficient way to defend and move. Because now she's attacking here. This is my chest, solar plexus, a lot of my broadside torso here. Now, this could be anything again. I'll punch, I'll push, could be grabbing shirt, maybe they're coming low to grab the neck. It's anything here where they get, again, a straight attack. And once again, knives could also be in play here. So it's a straight attack. Now, what happens is here, my defense will be like so. And if I do one faster for you, here. So what happens? The attack is coming, we'll say, to chest here. And now, I actually want to use the closest limb to defend. The closest limb to defend right now, in a straight line, is my forearm. So I actually want to use my forearm here to defend. I actually defend at the same angle at 45 degrees as I did for the head. With this here, I want to bring my forearm across, and the checkpoint here to notice is that my elbow is underneath my wrist. When she's attacking here, I need to bring the elbow across my body at 45 degrees. Don't think and lead with the hand. Because what happens is here, when you lead with the hand, there's a gap here. What happens is as you're trying to defend, the attack can still get in. When I want to defend with the elbow, it brings the whole forearm across here. And that actually will parry everything off the line. So what happens is here when she's attacking low, lead with the elbow, bring your forearm with the defense here. And now this will help, this will help parry the arm off the body. Now, meeting at 45 will make this defense easier and safer. And now because the body is under attack now, not the head, I don't have to worry about head defense. Whatever the body part is under attack is the one that will move. So from in here, I am basically now going to slightly blade my body away. I only need a small movement. Body defenses only needs to be a small movement just as to protect yourself. Because the bigger defense you have, I'm much more safer. But now it's taking me longer to recover to attack back, and I can expose myself. So I just want my body defenses to be small enough to protect me so I can keep fast. What happens is here, hand, body, step, and the solution's the same as the head. So if we're looking here, I've done that, I've started a step off the line, and there's my first counterattack as fast as I can. When you are standing here, you can play a semi-passive stance, maybe you're in an interview stance, hiding your hand positioning here. We're still looking at same side limb, because we end up on the dead side here, like so. If you're in a ready stance here, or a fighting stance where you have a lead leg forward, this is where you'll feel, especially when they're attacking towards medium height, high torso chest, the lead hand is going to be your best bet for defense. It's much easier to do a body defense of the lead hand than it is to try and use it with the rear. Not wrong, not impossible, but more difficult. So here I'd rather defend with the lead hand. At the moment we're just using it the same side, and that will put me on the dead side to attack, which is obviously always the safer side to be when I'm outside the line of her feet here, like so. Now what we're looking at is where the attacker is now throwing a straight strike and is looking at height again. Attacking the head, attacking the throat, punch, push, stab, grabbing. But what happens is here, as she's attacked, I've now reacted with the opposite hand. Rather than the same side hand, I've now done it with the opposite hand. Now, what's happening is here, I can still do a parry. This is still an inside defense. Because her attack is coming inside my hands, and so this will make it an inside defense. But the problem with this one is at this point, I'm still in front of her feet, which puts me in the line of fire, and she still has weapons ready to strike back. So I'm in a slightly dangerous position if I don't work fast. So what happens is here, if you ever find you defend to the live side, now it's not usually by choice. If I had a choice, I would prefer to go with that one there, I'd prefer to go the dead side. But she's done that one, and I've managed to use this hand. What happens is I've reacted with the opposite hand. Immediately I want to raise up, and then I want to bring in striking. So I've done the parry. The parry again, I'm still trying to meet it at 45 degrees. Since there's no weapons in her hand, I'm okay with an open palm facing here. Now with up here, as soon as I've done this defense, I know I need to act quick. So immediately I raise the elbow up and I make a tight fist. And as I make this fist here, I raise the elbow up and then I drag this hammer fist, hitting it behind the fist, and I hit this into the face. I don't really care where I hit. Typically it might be on the side of the face or the jaw here as your best bets to hit, but I hit. Now basically I want to hit with the elbow up, lead with the elbow. As all hammer fists, I lead with the elbow, and then I extend and smack the head through my hammer fist. Again, hand, body, step. So as I've done this defense, I've started the attack and then I've started the footwork. Remember, I throw the hand as fast as I can, I move and step as fast as I can as well here. And so basically here I'll raise my elbow up, I hit as hard as I can through the attacker's head. I'm also stepping at 45 off the line as well, and as soon as this hammer fist has come through and I've landed off the line, this hand, which is in my guard ready, will throw straight down the barrel for my second attack. It's a very fast combo. It is basically a side hammer straight combo here. From here I've got my red set. And one more slowly. Here. Now, where this might happen is because one of two positions. I've been more semi-passive but flat with my feet, and eventually through the attack, I've reacted with the opposite hand. Dead side, same side, would be a little bit better, but I've reacted, so I must go with it. Where it naturally comes about is if I'm ever in a lead foot with my lead hand, fighting or just a ready stance, the attacker has thrown a straight attack on that side. Because this is my lead hand, it's more likely to react because it's a bit closer to the action. Closest link, it's easier to react. So what happens is here, you might find yourself lead hand reacting to defend yourself. It's much easier to defend. So from here, that's when I will go in, still using live sight. And you'll see if I do one fast, even from a fighting stance here, how fast here it can be to rape your hammer and straight off the line. Okay, now I'm going to be looking at inside defense, medium height, and going to the live side. So what happens is the attacker now is again attacking from high on chest to just above the elbows, so somewhere in here. She's now using that hand and basically again attacking, push, punch, grab, what have you, stab perhaps. So what happens is here she's attacking, and now I'm using the opposite arm. So I'm using the opposite arm. It is still an inside defense, because it's going in between my hands. So again, I'm just using the opposite hand to parry this. Again, you can see I'm using the forearm, coming at 45 degrees. And as she's going to punch here, I'm going to do the same as my high left side defense, but for medium, I'm going to be using the forearm again. Because when she's punching here, I want to deflect it with my forearm. Again, lead with the elbow to help bring the forearm across, and don't lead with the hand, because what can happen is if you lead with the hand, it doesn't get all of the defense enough. So if I lead with the forearm, I'll get enough. Again, just parry as much as you need. I don't want to have to overextend and push and lean because it exposes me even further. Because this is under attack, as I'm defending, I want to do a slight body defense to help protect myself. Even more important when it's a knife. And then from here, one more, I'm going to do the hammer. As soon as I've done my deflection, I raise up and do my hammer, stepping off the line. There's my straight strike again. And then I am moving off the line, moving and scanning. Make sure when you're doing this attack here, that the attack is still medium height. Because once it's low, low is basically anywhere from the elbows, including the elbow height, and lower. Because then, when it's a bit lower, that makes the hands drop down. It's too hard to drop with your forearm here, to drop and parry. So basically using the natural reaction of the human body for the hand to drop low, which tends to be the reaction, is a different type of defense to cover from low here.